3, 2, 1, end of test. King with a go.
Well, hello there, and welcome to another edition of Warbird Wednesday. My name is Fred Bell, and today we continue to march down Trainer Lane with another one, and this is a familiar aircraft, and that is the Cessna, the T-37, the Tweet. Is that, Jason, is that your nickname, the Tweet?
I thought I saw a pony cat.
Maybe? No? Not at all? What did you do to me here? What is this thing? I'm like, I'm a hot dog. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and take this thing off and toss it to my precocious assistant there. He is always precocious. Now, the interesting thing, and I actually have this episode a T-37, so I'll throw up a plan view. Now, the T-37 is pretty cool. A tandem trainer again. This aircraft actually came out of there's a 1952, I believe it was XT, Experimental Trainer Program. This aircraft came out of that. And they wanted something that the Air Force could carry forward all the way into the foreseeable future. And we'll talk about what the foreseeable future is on the type, because they got a lot of mileage out of it. And so in 1954, they got the first flight, and it was introduced in 1955. Now, the interesting thing about this is when they introduced the Tweet, they did some test flying on it, and they did an inverted spin test. What happened with that prototype? It kaboomed. It had an unscheduled disassembly. I think that's the SpaceX term for a crash or an explosion. And the Tweet crashed in this inverted test. So they had problems. What they decided to do after that was they went back, and what happens when you lose a test aircraft, to figure out what happened. They added strakes across the front, to get more direction in the airflow across the front of the aircraft, and they redesigned the tail, and what they came up with after that was the T-37, the A model, and that was where they produced about 500 of them, and they were very happy with them. Now, the interesting thing about the aircraft was they felt it was underpowered. It had a J69 T25 engine in it that they re-engined it with. That gave it about 10% more power, and then they were happy with that. The entire production run on the Tweet was 1,269 aircraft. Now, what's cool about this is once they kind of sorted out those changes and re-engined it in the B model, and by the way, they went back and upgraded the rest of the aircraft. They had one other problem, and that was they had a lot of bird strikes with this airplane, and they actually went in and put a new type of canopy material in it because they lost the aircraft to bird strikes. Now, I have talked to Tweet pilots who will tell you and told me that the aircraft in an inverted spin recovery was still violent. And if you're a T-37 pilot and you know about this, you may want to put something in the comments. But what he told me was it was incredibly violent. And the other thing about it, and I asked him, was, well, what about compressor stalls, which, you'd have to throttle the aircraft completely back, get it in a little bit down attitude, and then you could recover. But the aircraft had challenges, even though they redesigned it, with that spin recovery. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put that down, and I am going to go to my drink today, which is a unfiltered Bruce Cost ginger ale. What the heck is that? Made with fresh ginger, kind of like Jason, are you a ginger? You're not a ginger? I thought you had kind of red hair. This is jasmine tea, 160 calories, so a little bit less. Whole leaf, floral, and earthy with tannins. But it appears to be all natural. Does have a California certificate, so this did not come out of a refrigerator in Barstow in some liquor store that no one ever stops in, which Greg used to do that all the time and would come up with brainwash and a lot of other things. So go ahead and pop this. Now, my salute today is to Cessna, which we've never saluted Cessna, but Cessna really hit the ball out of the park with this airplane. Not only did they produce 1,200 of them over the life of the airplane, but look at all the other aircraft they have built, mostly civilian aircraft. They're not really known as a military. They have produced a few military types or aircraft that have been used in the military, but Cessna is an important American manufacturer, and we salute you. By the way, look at that. That's awfully sudsy coming out of there. You definitely taste the ginger, but Jason, that's nasty. Ugh. Ugh. That's really nasty. All right, we'll do one more. You got me this one. The last one, a couple of them I like. This one, not so much. We'll put that one back down and we'll log that in. We're going to pour that one out. That's nasty. So T-37, they came up with the B. They re-engineered it. It did go on and have life as the A-37, the Dragonfly, which was a counterinsurgency aircraft that was used in Vietnam. But as a trainer, the last time it was used by the United States Air Force, this is how much longevity they got out of this airplane, was in 2009. They retired it for the Texan II, the T6, the Texan II, which was a turboprop, which replaced it. So this airplane had a really tremendous lifespan, a great run, kind of ungainly looking, but as a trainer, it did everything it needed to do. As with a lot of these military aircraft, Cessna did look at a civilian version, which was a light transport, and they could probably have sold it to the military as well. That was called the Model 407, and it went nowhere. They never built it, and that was the end of the T-37. It went off into history. Now, you might be thinking Christmas is coming up and you want to do something at home, and you can do it here with this beautiful puzzle, suitable for framing. Jason has these all over your house, right? Don't you? Yes, he's going, no, I don't have these all over my house, but I would have these all over my house. So you go ahead, and for someone, if you want a Christmas gift or a great thing to do when you get the kids over, click on this. We can do it. Jason, you can do it. There you go. Very, very cool. So click on that link and do that. We cannot do this without your donations. I'm standing in front of our good old P-63. We cannot do this without your donations. And this is an airworthy aircraft that's actually an annual. Click on that link. Donate a few bucks. Help us keep them in the air. If you came across us on YouTube or Facebook and you like what you see and you like very low production, quick, to the point aviation videos, Warbird aviation videos, we're your folks. Send us off to your friends and give us a like or a comment. We always like your comments, and tell us what maybe airplane we need to do next, or if you have a personal story with the airplane, we'd love to see that. Give us a like and a comment on Facebook. If you are teaching the kiddos at home, we want you to do that. We have links on these videos to our education guides. They are free. You can do like a pod, where you just do one thing. There are all kinds of things about flight in there, about aviation history. And so we encourage you, go ahead and download those or look at that link and see if you can take something out of there and print it off and teach those kids. We want you to do that. My name is Fred Bell. I am the Vice Chairman of the Palm Springs Air Museum. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
3, 2, 1, end of test. King was a go.
Rise to the blessed day, all my fears have gone away. I guess this means I'm here to stay. Yeah, I'm ready to fly, ready to fly. Wasn't long ago I shook at the thought of being hooked. But ever since I wrote my book, I'm ready to fly, ready to fly.
Come along and join us, we can plug you in a simulator. We'll teach you how to dance and be the perfect